Well, that sucked. Bears lose 17-9. Welcome back to another Bears show. I'm Ivan Vargas. I wish I had a more upbeat show for you today, but it might be a little bit of a downer depending on who you are. Packers fans, if you guys are in here watching for whatever reason, you're going to be happy. For us Bears fans, a lot, a lot to take in. Before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Make sure you become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com. Yeah, yesterday was embarrassing. And, we're kind of used to that going up against the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur now 10-0 versus the Bears. And, looking at the record over the past 30 years, it's not too nice either. It's very ugly. A lot of L's in the win-loss column for the Chicago Bears. And yesterday was another one of them. And to be honest with you, I came in with optimism. You guys saw the pregame show. I wasn't going to go ahead and come in here with my head, hanging or not going to be optimistic, just very doubtful. I just wanted to see the continual progression that I was talking about. I wanted to see consistency from Justin. Wanted this defense to continue their ways. And you got some of that from the defense, but not in the big spots. You're not in the big spots. And with Justin Fields, you just, again, left with questions. Left with a lot of questions of can he, will he, when, right? And I just don't think that was a benefit to Justin Fields yesterday at all in the decision-making that Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren and the front office have to make come this offseason with what they're going to do with the quarterback position and the number one pick. So Justin didn't do enough. It wasn't enough, right? And I don't think he did anything to lose the game. I mean, he didn't have any turnovers. He was sacked, and there are some people that are on the like. He has a tendency to hold the ball. Yes. Has he been getting better? Yes. Yesterday, I don't think he was holding the ball as long as people would think, but there were times where Justin literally had no time to turn his back and look for a receiver downfield before he had pressure on him. So, no excuses for Justin. It wasn't good enough. But, man, there's just a lot more that the Bears need in order to get over the hump, in order to beat a team like Green Bay, in order to beat teams like Detroit when you have a double-digit lead, in order to beat teams like Cleveland when you have a lead. Those are the things that I feel like, are needed in order to get to that next level. And the Bears just don't have it right now. The talent, the coaching, the quarterback play, the defense even yesterday. And I praise the defense, and I'll still praise the defense because I do think the defense is getting better. Still, obviously, they need pieces. They need another edge rusher opposite of Montez Sweat. Looking for maybe another linebacker. I don't know. We're looking for a lot to add this offseason. And I really feel that this Chicago Bears team, roster-wise, they have an opportunity that with the right, amount of additions and the right philosophy to go ahead and make a huge jump even next year, right? Now, that's where Matt Eberflus and company come in. Okay. For me, I told you guys in the pregame, I told you guys a week before, it's not me, it's them. And everything that they have said, everything that I'm led to believe with the Chicago Bears, even the demeanor of Matt Eberflus yesterday in the press conference, did you guys feel like that was a man, that was worried about his job? Because I fucking didn't. I thought it was a guy that was like, yeah, you know what? I got another year. This sucked, but I know that I'm safe. That's just me. I don't know how you guys felt. Before I go any further, let me say what's up to everybody. Sean, what's going on, guys? Ichido, what's up, Bear Down? Mike V, what is up? Adrian, this staff has to be gone. Ivan, I know. Hey, look, Adrian was one of the guys I was talking to on my Facebook feed. And look, it wasn't, there was, I think it was going into the half where they just made a big change. They just made a big push or a big stop, to run out the clock and go into the half. And I was pumped up, and I'm like, okay, you're in this, but you need to attack. You need to be more aggressive. You need to maybe throw in a blitz or two here to just to ruffle feathers and shake things up. And that third quarter, there was never any fucking adjustments on offense or defense that made me feel like the Bears were in control, right? That the Bears were, all right, we know what we're going to do against them. Let's it just felt like they're like, all right, we just need to stay the course, play clock management, try to drain as much clock as we can and keep it close. And then the fourth quarter, at the end of the game, we'll go ahead and steal this thing. That's not how I want my team to operate, especially with the rivalry game in enemy territory. You had some good things happen in that first half with Justin Fields, and then all of a sudden you don't attempt the fucking pass whatsoever in the third. I don't know how we could blame Fields for this, but why are we not attempting a pass in the third quarter? You saw how aggressive the Packers were. Why didn't we counter that with aggression at that moment? You have nothing to lose. This team had nothing to fucking lose, and they chose to be conservative, and it frustrates me. So Adrian, you have a point. You have a point, bro. It's just like I said before, from what they said, from how Matt Eberflus has acted, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a change at the top. Where I think there will be a change, though, and I'm going to have to admit it, even though I am going to root for the guy regardless, Justin Fields is probably gone. Justin Fields is probably gone in my eyes. And it is what it is. I don't put it on him, all on him. I don't put it all on Luke Getsy, but both of them together, their mishaps, it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. My public enemy number one would probably be Luke Getsy because of the lack of attempts downfield. You attempted no passes. It's unheard of. That shit is unheard of. Not even trying to go downfield. You were throwing passes downfield early in the game. Justin was 11 for 16, 148, 9.3 yards per catch, and he had a quarterback rating of 97.9, QBR of 56.5. Look, I mean, I may not, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but maybe attempt more passes in a game where you're down instead of going ahead and kowtowing to the Packers offense and allowing them to just do what they want. It just seems like Luke Getsy, at certain points, he decides to be the smartest guy in the room. Like it's either he wants to go ahead and be a running football team, or he wants to go ahead and be a spread football team. They continue this Jekyll and Hyde type of approach to offense, and it just isn't fucking good enough. Daryl Davis, yo, what up, bro? Michael Williams, what's up? If you hate the Bears, you're at the right place. Yeah, I love the Bears, Brandon. I love the Bears. But hey, if they're not fucking playing good, what are you supposed to do, right? Are you supposed to just praise them for not being good, bro? It is what it is. They're not a good team. They need to be better. It may have been what was needed. Time to make a change. Yeah, possibly. Justin, field goals. Yeah, hey, field goals don't win. Field goals aren't going to win. I mean, you can win a game on a field goal, but if you're just playing field goals, unless you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers, it's very hard to win. Exactly. The staff should not be interviewing shit or even handling in notes. Fuck your notes, Flus. The more I watch Caleb's video, the more I like what I see. Dude is consistently looking downfield, even when he is scrambling. Yeah, I think he's just more polished at the spot. He's just more polished. Like the thing is that you're going to give this hot rod, right? You're going to give this classic muscle car to a bunch of drunk teenagers, it feels like. Because it seems to me that the development of Fields, even, in the 2 years he had, let's throw out the Matt Nagy year, but the 2 years that he had with them, it wasn't developing fast enough. Yes, he started to throw the ball quicker at the end of the year. Yes, he was, making better decisions. He was limiting some of the turnovers, but we needed to see this consistently, and we don't. We haven't. And I talked about that, and I'm a Justin fan. Wore the jersey yesterday in support. It is what it is, man. I put a lot of stock in that final game, in that final, I guess, rehearsal for Justin Fields, because you had a big game the week prior. It's time to stack those games. It's time to stack good games, and he just doesn't seem to stack quality games back to back to back enough for me to be comfortable with saying Justin Fields is our guy moving forward, period. And that's from somebody that I'm telling you, I got the jerseys. I'll root for Justin Fields wherever he goes, just because I like the young man. I think he strives to be great, but right now it's not working. And this is a business, and our business is supposed to be winning football games, but right now it's not happening. Bullets, what's up, brother? Thank you for the comment. Uh, okay, Grumpy Bear, yo, what's up? I had to get in early. I apologize to everybody. I was going to come in at noon, but I have a sleeping baby upstairs that finally went down about like 30, 40 minutes ago. So my bad. I had to go kick the time back, but I'm here now, and thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate everybody. Jose Santiago, just a thought: what quarterbacks are coming out next year, 2025, because we can trade to get a ransom for a quarterback? I'm not, I don't, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I know, but I do know this. If they were going to trade the pick, Fields wouldn't be going anywhere. I think they would keep Fields because you have somebody in place that has already been with these guys, long enough. It wouldn't be smart if they went and got rid of Fields and then traded the pick and then try to. It would just be it would be weird if they go ahead and they try to trade this pick. They're keeping Justin Fields. So talking about it, Jordan Love, and I'd mentioned before, and I corrected myself from Tuesday's show. That first half of the season, Jordan Love, a lot of picks. He threw a bunch of interceptions. He was throwing touchdown passes as well, but it was just very up and down. But then about week 8 or so, middle of the season, he just took off, limiting the interceptions, limiting the touchdowns. And look, man, you gotta wake up and smell the coffee. Like I'm gonna be a Packer hater regardless. The kid's fucking good. He looked good. He looked really, really good, and even stood in the face of some of our defenders and delivered. And it is what it is. We could all be haters and just say, he's fucking trash. But real recognizes real, and that's a real quarterback they got there in Green Bay. He seems like he seems to be legit, and it scares the shit out of me, man. It should scare the shit out of everybody. It should be the wake-up call. It should be the motivation that this team, this front office, needs to go get this shit corrected next year. Now, this offseason, we have to find a way to righten this ship even more. Even though I think that the defense has progressed, we've talked about how badly they played yesterday, which they did. But for me, you have some good things. You have good talent on this roster. It's all about putting them in the correct position to succeed. I didn't try to call pass plays because I didn't trust the quarterback to deliver. Well, Jimmy, he was like, that's not. I don't think that's the case. You didn't call any, period. I could understand if Justin was having a horrible game, but he wasn't. He wasn't having a terrible game. They were just getting to him in the pass rush because, hell, you saw how many times Tevin Jenkins olayed a motherfucker into the passing lane. It's like I said, I'm not going to make excuses for Justin, but I don't think that was the reason that he wasn't calling passing plays. I truly believe that they tried to control the clock and really shrink the amount of possessions that Green Bay had in order to go ahead in the fourth quarter and make a run. It was a close game throughout, right? And some people say it was a little closer than or a little deceiving because the Packers missed a field goal, a couple of drops in the end zone. But we're gonna take away Stevenson knocking that ball away from Romeo Doubs. Like that was a great defensive play. Yeah, he had it, but guess what? No, he didn't because Stevenson made a great play on the ball. The other touchdown pass was just a drop. I would give them one drop, and I'll give a good defensive play to the Bears. I'll just say that it wasn't to me. It wasn't two drops. It was a good defensive play, and then you had a drop from the other guy. I forget his name. He was having. I think it was. Is it Melton? Melton. Even though that one had me a little on the edge of my seat as well because I thought he definitely pinned that ball to his knee, but some reason we got lucky with the refs yesterday, and we were getting we had some favorable calls in our corner, but it just you can't rely on them to save you. You got to go ahead and perform out on the football field. It's like Shane and DDP said. Once you get past the script, 15, their offense sucks. Yeah, like I said, Jekyll and Hyde. They don't have an identity. They continue to say that they're comfortable with what they're doing and how they're running it. I don't know how comfortable you guys feel. There's just so many things that I need to know before I go ahead and make any decisions on moving on keeping Justin Fields and Luke Getsy. It's just it doesn't make any sense to beat around the bush and say and give them any more excuses. Yes, there's times where it's not good, but this is a business, and with the assets that the Bears have, it's looking like as if we need to make a big time move in order to shake things up. Kevin Warren, you're here for that. You wanted to be more involved in football operations. Well, I expect him and I expect Ryan Poles to be hand in hand, a tandem in the decision making this offseason. Excuse me. We're going to listen to Eberflus in a minute. And Justin Fields as well. Justin didn't look too confident in his presser yesterday. Eberflus, I felt, like I said, I think the guy's mannerisms, the way he's talking about, he has meetings all this week. It just seems to me like he's going to be the guy, regardless of what we think. And I mentioned it before, the Bears don't just fire head coaches. It's just not what they do. Even if I want them to fire the guy, it's just not what they do. I'm trying to think about this with a level head and not so much like of what I want. It's what they're going to do, right? It's what they want. They obviously want Matt Eberflus to succeed, but they have this problem on offense. They have this problem with not getting enough points in order to pull the game off. So I feel like the axe is going to fall on Justin Fields and Luke Getsy. It's something that I've been thinking, like it's been driving me nuts thinking about it back and forth every single day. You wake up, you put on the radio, you're thinking about the Bears. What are they going to do? What are we going to do? Well, you need to make a bold statement. You need to make people uncomfortable. And if it's moving on from Justin, move on from Justin. But I don't believe in Luke Getsy. Not after that third fucking quarter. Not after that third quarter. How do you not attempt to go downfield at all? At all. I don't at that moment when the Packers went down and they did what they did, I was like, go fucking after it. He never did. He never did. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Omar A. Oh, damn. Sorry, I was going to read that comment and then I lost it. I apologize. Omar A. Aaron Jones being healthy changes the entire Packers team. He is their engine and their O-line was just better than ours. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. With the Bears, doing such a great job stopping the run, didn't look so great yesterday. Aaron Jones was just gashing us left and right, talking shit while he was doing it. I mean, rightfully so. What are you going to do when you're talking the talk and walking the walk? You can talk all the shit you want. First down after first down after first down. That's all I saw Aaron Jones doing. That can't be. That's not good enough. So Ivan, how do people expect JF1 to succeed with this shit show? First Nagy, now Getsy. I think it's up to Justin already. I think giving up on Justin already is a mistake. He hasn't had the proper coaching around him at all. That's absolutely 100% correct. And I'm not saying that I've given up on Justin Fields, the player. It's just time is running out, man. Like there are people that are in this fan base that are really probably going to make some drastic decisions with how they fan as well, especially if we continue to see the same shit next year if they do keep Eberflus and Fields and Getsy that we saw this year. If you start out next season 1-3, fucking done. Like you gotta wipe the slate clean right then and there. But I don't want the I want them to I want them to be firm with their decision. I don't want there to be any you know like doubt in what they do moving forward with the head coach, with the offensive coordinator, and with the quarterback. Just get it fucking right. I believe that Justin Fields could find success in this league. It just won't be with these fucking guys. Getsy gone. Hopefully, we need an aggressive defensive coordinator. I hate the zone and big openings. Yeah, Winnebago Bear, I absolutely agree. There's this the lack of aggression when you are expecting it. It frustrates you. It frustrates you. But again, you could chalk that up to, and Justin Fields has mentioned it too, about coaches getting better throughout the season. But you could chalk it up to a young head coach, first time head coach, with some of these decisions, man. And that's what it is. Like that's the frustration, is because you have this guy, quality coordinator. I'm sure that if we fired Matt Eberflus, he would find a job, pretty quickly as a defensive mind. But if you go ahead and you're gonna keep him, right? Like there needs to be decisions made by the head coach that supersede the offensive coordinator, right? If we're lining up for this and Matt Eberflus sees it and he doesn't like it, you need to go ahead and call timeout, tell the offensive coordinator to change that shit, right? There needs to be decisions that Matt Eberflus makes that are drastically better in crunch time that I don't know if he's going to be able to adjust and do. I don't know. If Bo Melton happened to play 15 years ago, I'd say catch. Current NFL, not a catch. Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I still think it was too close to call. I thought they ruled it. Actually, I thought they ruled it incomplete. The back judge was waving his arms, and then they said, "Oh no, it was a touchdown." I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. The rulings. It's very questionable. I'm going to go ahead before I go ahead and get to Grumpy Bear's comment. The slide that Justin Fields made and took the hit on. Fuck you, NFL, for not doing shit about that. And it's been all season long. Love or hate Justin Fields, I don't care. He's on the ground, and you're throwing your body across body, turn your back to him, so it looks like you're on accident, and you drop him into the ground. I thought Justin was concussed, and they just said, "Hey, fuck it, last game of the season, man. You can't hold anything back." But that shot, bullshit. No bullshit, no call. Bullshit on the refs, and then you go ahead and you pull them out 2 fucking plays later or a play later, and tell him to go get checked on the sidelines. Well, where was the penalty? Very frustrating on that play. That just it made me want to go ahead and just start like cursing out any referee that I could, because it's like how can anybody sit there and say, "Oh yeah, it was in the motion, like he already committed." Justin was already down, bro. He was already going down when he launched, and he just happened to turn his body at the last second. All right, enough of that, because I'm going to just get pissed off all over again. Grumpy Bear, thank you for the donation, bro. Report Bears GM Ryan Poles won't get to decide head coach Matt Eberflus's 2024 fate. Shy City Sports reported 3 hours ago. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If it is um, all on Kevin Warren, then I don't know. I feel like if it's on Kevin Warren, then maybe there's a shot that Flus is gone. But if it's Ryan Poles' decision, or if it's a tandem decision, I feel like they're going to go ahead and stay with Eberflus. Just me. Kenny Gibbs. Alex Brown wants Justin Fields gone. He wants the Green Bay. He wants what Green Bay has as a quarterback that hits receivers constantly. Well said, Alex Brown. Yeah, like I said before, it's just not. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. It hasn't been consistent enough. When it is good enough, I like it. I'm like, hey, we could win like this. But how many times have we had 3 games in a row where Justin Fields is 268, 2 touchdowns, and we win three straight? It hasn't happened. Hasn't happened since he's been here. So for me, Alex Brown is correct. Like I said, I'm a Justin fan. I still support Justin. You gotta see the forest for the trees, man. Like it's not good enough, and you have an opportunity to change your fortunes if you're the GM, if you're the head coach, or if you're a new head coach coming in, you have an opportunity to have a franchise quarterback. If it's your guy or whoever it is, whether it be, I'm sure to me it's Caleb Williams, but just to entertain, whether it be Drake May, Penix, whoever the hell it is, you have an opportunity to go ahead and have your guy moving forward, leading your franchise. So, to me, Justin, did he leave it all on the field? I believe Justin leaves it all on the field. I just don't think he did enough out there, and his team didn't help him enough to get him to where he and everybody that are fans of Justin Fields thought he can be. So, Winnebago Bear, I was listening to CHGO, and I can't remember which one of them was in the locker room today, but he reported that the players smiling and joking around and being happy. Culture problem. Yeah, I don't like and I mentioned before, I don't like the celebrating. I had a little bit of an issue with the cigars, even though it was New Year's Eve. You beat the Atlanta Falcons. I'm happy. You whooped their ass. It looked good. But you're not winning a Super Bowl. You didn't make the playoffs on that game. Matter of fact, you got eliminated after that game. So yes, there's certain things that I don't like, but the players aren't like broken from Matt Eberflus. I don't think this is a Mark Trestman type of situation where you have a split locker room, unless some of the guys aren't speaking up, unless they just choose to not speak up, or the Bears are just muzzling them. As the Bears, I wouldn't put it past them to do. To me, it looks like the locker room is in favor of a Matt Eberflus. Am I? I just wish it was all better. Is it getting better? I think the defense is, but it's just not good enough. Defense on third down yesterday, not good enough. 7 of 10 on third down. It just seemed like when they got to third down, you just knew it was coming. You knew that they were going to just not be able to stop it, especially in the second half. It felt like they were just not going to be able to stop it. I felt like the momentum was going to change for us, stopping them that first half with not allowing the field goal going into halftime. But again, the lack of adjustments, the lack of creativity, the lack of aggressiveness, it's what sets the Bears back, man. It's what's holding them back. And I, for one, grow exhausted of being mad about the Bears. I, for one, grow exhausted about saying how much the Bears are not good, right? It's tiring. But if it's not good, then why would I say anything else than the truth, right? If it was great, if they whooped their ass, I would be here like last week, saying, hey, they look good. They did the job. They took care of business, right? but it's not so this week, and it hasn't been so for the majority of the season. Like I said, second half was better, way better than the first half, but there are flaws everywhere. And just looking at the season schedule, we'll do this in quarters. 0-4 in the first month, 2-2 in the second month, 2-2 in the third month, 3-2 in month number 4. Now, key games here, right? Denver should have won that game. Should be 1-4 in the first month, right? Minnesota, I felt like that game was. I know Justin went down, but I felt like that game should have been won by the Bears. I didn't believe in Minnesota then. I don't believe in Minnesota now. With Kirk Cousins or without Kirk Cousins, I just didn't believe in him. I feel like that should have been a 3-2 record. Detroit again with that epic loss. Detroit again with that epic loss. Another 3-2. So, and I will say it again, Cleveland as well. So there's games out there that they left. There's games out there that they had in hand and they left. And some of it I feel like is due to talent. Some of it's due to the coaching. There's fair share to blame around for everybody to have, right? There's plenty of blame to go around. How is this going to change next season? You saw the schedule next. I think most of you guys were seeing the opponents next year. Looks like a little bit of a harder schedule. You're gonna have tough away games. You're gonna have some guys coming in. I believe San Francisco and Houston are away. You're gonna have some tougher teams coming into Soldier Field. So there needs to be a point of emphasis to have urgency throughout this fucking offseason. We can't do what the Cubs are doing, right? And I just as an example, you can't just sit on your fucking hands and expect things to happen for you. Now, I don't want them to make dumb decisions. Obviously, I want it to be rational, but you need to make decisions to bring players to this team that are going to make an impact right away. Let me go ahead and bring up the interview yesterday, post game. Actually, let's start with the locker room. We'll start with the locker room. Actually, no, you know what? We'll go here. We'll go with Eberflus. I'm sorry. Sorry. We'll get things straightened out right here. I just want to bring it up for you. All right, there we are. All right.
So to just summarize what I told the players in the locker room, of course, there's two sides of this. There's obviously the disappointment and the loss that we just had. And of course, that's disappointing. And we should have done some things at the end to be able to have a chance to win that when we're down by 8. And, it was fourth down. We get the jump off sides at that particular moment, and then we get the holding penalty, which put us behind the sticks. And then we end up getting the sack. And then we punt and pin there, which Gil did a really nice job with that a couple of times today. And then the defense got them a couple of third downs where we needed those stops. And that's where you got to win the game in the fourth quarter, or at least get a chance to tie it there up at that moment. But then the other side of it is, it's the end of our season. So it's the end of our season, and I credited the players for the development they had, of this football team. And not only that, but of themselves. And I really credit those guys of hanging in there after the 0-4 start, and the leadership that those guys had to be able to do that, to finish the season off 5-3. And, it's really a testament to all those guys in the room, the coaches, the support staff, and everybody in there to be able to accomplish that. And, to more than double our wins from the first year, obviously and I credited the guys that are first and second year players, and also the guys that were here before. And the chemistry of the group is really good. And that's
Nano CBD. Nobody's giving them an excuse. I'm just saying you should have won those fucking games. Is that not the truth? I'm not giving it a stat. I'm not listening to them as stats. I'm just saying, if you look at it like that, there's a drastic fucking change in how this team looks. You're adding more games to the win column. That's all. That's it. They lost the fucking game. But I'm saying, if you win those games, there's a different outlook on this football team. I still believe in the roster. Now we just got to figure out what they're going to do with these coaches.
Carries on to the future, and that's a heck of a foundation for us to go into the future. And we're certainly excited about that. But again, there's two sides of the coin. Obviously, the disappointment for this, but also the appreciation for the brotherhood that we formed in that locker room this year. So with that, open up questions. It's okay. Yeah, so like I said before, we haven't had those meetings yet, and again, I welcome those meetings. We're going to have those here. What we're doing tomorrow, and tomorrow is strictly just, and that's what I really know right now is tomorrow we're going to do the exit interviews with the players, and we did it last year. And Ryan and I sit in my office, and it's 10 minutes apiece, and we go from 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And we get feedback on every aspect of the program, all the systems that we have in place relative to the performance staff, to the weight staff, to the trainers, to the cafeteria, the food, the schedule, and that's been invaluable to us. The travel, how we travel on the road, and everything there. So that is pretty exhaustive, but we get great feedback from the players. And that's how we're going to improve the Chicago Bears as we go forward, by getting the feedback from the players, because those are the ones that matter. The players are our product, and we got to do a great job of doing everything we can to help them perform their very best. Yeah, that word, right? Expectation is a future word, right? So to me, I got to be right here, right now. Like I said, I have those meetings tomorrow, right? And then I'll have meetings after that later in the week. I don't know exactly when that is yet, with ownership, and everybody else, and we'll figure it out from there. Well, I do know this, Jason, that the foundation has been set. The standards are set how we operate. I do know that, and I do know the locker room. I do know that for sure. And we are standing on solid ground of hard work, of passion for the game, and enthusiasm for the game, and we're just going to keep working together to build this thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's really about converting, on those critical downs. That's what it's about. When you get to midfield, have third downs and fourth down tries in that part of the field. You got to convert. You have to convert on those, and that gets you into the scoring zone. And when you're in the scoring zone, you either can hit from the fringe, which we've done before with some really nice plays to DJ during the course of the year. I think back on, but then you got to be good in the critical downs down there. And that's where we fell short today. If you look at the third downs on both sides of the ball, they were able to sustain drives because of those conversions, and they stopped us because of our inability to convert. And it's always going to come down to that. That's why people spend all that time on those 13 or 14 plays or 10 plays that you get during the course of the game. We devote like almost a whole day to those, and everybody does, and they're so important. Yeah, when you look at those, they're always going to be, one of those things, right? We put our players in position as coaches. When it doesn't work, you know, you as a play call, you have to look at that. Did I put our best players in position, in coverage, in that particular play, in the kicking game? Did I put them in the right spot to be able to make the play? And then you look at the execution side of it. Was it executed well, based on the play design, based on the coverage, based on a multitude of things. So I think you have to look at all of it, all encompassing. It's not just one or the other. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna go back and look at it. I don't recall that being any substitution issue there.
No.
You're talking about DJ. Yeah, DJ. Yeah, DJ had an outstanding year. And he's just.
When your quarterback has expectations of 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and you don't reach those expectations, yeah, I think you failed.
Yeah. Obviously, when you look at the numbers, I would say that it didn't. Because we're at the bottom 10th of the league, or bottom third of that league. I think 27. I think it was last time. But so obviously that needs to improve. And the passing offense, runs through our skilled players, right? Which is Cole. Cole had a lot, really good season, and so did DJ. So we're certainly excited about that. And we got some good shots down the field from Justin. He made some good connections with DJ and Cole this year, and again, we just got to continue to improve that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was way across the field, so I couldn't see if it was a hit, to the head or not, and I think the replay showed it wasn't. But again, that's the process that.
But Matt, the hit to him caused his head to bounce off the fucking ground. After he's down on the ground, that's it. That's it. There should be a penalty called. There should have been a penalty called, and you should have been fucking on their ass about it. That's it. Like, there's no fucking excuses being made. Like, I didn't see. No, you knew what happened. Everybody saw it. You could have looked up at the fucking at the scoreboard and looked and saw it. You could have looked at your notepad, at your iPad or whatever the fuck it is, and saw it. Like, don't give them fucking excuses and don't be afraid to get fined. Maybe you should get fined here. Stand up for the fucking quarterback. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a good process because, you want to get guys that are injured, that are wobbly or whatever, off the field to get them checked. And that's what they did. And they took them to the tent. And in the tent is an independent doctor, which is everybody has that. And then there's our trainer and our doctor. And the independent doctor clears them. And he cleared them pretty quick. It was like one play. And he sent them back in. But the process is there, for that reason. No, I reacted to it. Yeah, I reacted to it for sure because, our guy's taking some hits during the course of the year. And I want to make sure that, we're protecting, our quarterback. And to me, like, again, I'm like 50 yards away. It's 53 and some change right across the field. So I'm probably 50 yards away. So I'm looking through a bunch of people. But again, I just saw, what happened afterward. I couldn't see exactly where the placement was. But again, I'm always going to be battling for our guys.
No, you're not, because you didn't fucking go out there for Justin Fields.
Yeah, beating our division is always important. We had a couple of good quality wins this year in the division, and that's always going to be the number one goal. And again, it's always one game at a time, one process, one group versus another group, and you got to keep it that way. But again, we know how important this game is against Green Bay, and again, we got to put our best foot forward going forward. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll have those conversations with ownership, here coming forward, so it'll be midweek in there somewhere, I'm sure, when we set the schedule. And but again, our focus is tomorrow, is for the exit meetings for the players. Yeah,
clearly.
Again, we're looking at all those evaluations, as we go forward. And it's not just Justin, it's not just the quarterback position. We're looking at production from everything. How can we improve the Chicago Bears, going into 2024, into that season with the acquisitions that we get? And that's through free agency. We still have good space there, and also through the draft, and that's going to be important. And again, we're not there yet. We're not at that process. We're just going to evaluate this group. We're going to get great feedback from that group, and we're going to implement those changes for the group that comes in next year, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, Jalen's just a good player. I mean, he can cover.
That's 100%, Greg.
Certainly
Campbell would have been on the field. He would have been standing up for his quarterback.
So dealing with a couple of things there in terms of that, but Jalen's had a heck of a year. He can really cover, and he's bought into our style too, in terms of taking the ball away, tackling, and we really like where he is. Yeah, I'm going to go back and look at it, but yeah, you're exactly right. I felt their pass rush, but I didn't feel ours. We just got to do a good job of seeing what that is. And again, we did some pressure, we did some of those things, but again, I'll go back and look at it. But my hats off to the defensive guys. They've done a really good job of coming together, played some really good, solid football during the course of this last 8 weeks, and we didn't play our best today. Yeah, I would just say that he had good rhythm, good timing. I thought they caught some contested catches, that we usually break up. we got to do a good job of busting the triangle and finishing plays there. We did bust a couple of them, the touchdown catch and the one in the back. And but yeah, we just got to continue to compete there.
Talk about how your players develop from the beginning of the season to now.
Mhm.
How would you evaluate your own development as a head coach in your second season?
Yeah, this second season was different, right? So the first year I started out as a CEO coach, right, managing the whole group, and I thought that was good because it allowed me to be able to oversee offense, defense, kicking game management, and then now the second game of the season I was put into the defensive coordinator role, and I enjoyed that, and I thought it was a good for me. It was good for the team and good for the Bears. But again, we'll evaluate that going forward. But yeah, that's where it is. All right.
All right, that was Matt Eberflus. Yesterday's loss to the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, Twin 129. That was my point earlier in the show, man. With the MO of the Chicago Bears and how they go about with the hiring and firing process of their coaches, to me, it seems like the demeanor and the talk and the way he's going about everything seems like the guy's going to be around next year. Seems like he has an idea of what's going to happen and he knows that he's safe. That's just how I'm reading it. That's how I'm seeing it. I could, I want there to be a change, and I feel like that's going to be on the offensive side, whether it be Justin, whether it be Getsy, or both. But for me, it doesn't seem like he's a guy that's too afraid of his job security. I mean, I could be wrong. Hopefully, there's something different, and we got Jim Harbaugh here as our head coach next week, right? And we could go ahead and live the dream of that. But just the way that they've talked about him, the way that his mannerisms on at the podium, even after this loss, just seems like the guy is, he's playing with house money at this point. We'll see, though. We'll see. We're going to go ahead and bring in Justin Fields post-game interview. Now, Justin, on the other hand, Justin seems like he already knew. Like he knows what's going on. Justin seems like he's already packed his bags, so to say. I know he said he wanted to spend time with his family and just, with his loved ones and just kind of clear his mind of this year and reset and get better. I don't know if that's going to be in Chicago.
I mean, yeah, I got up. My head hit the ground pretty hard, and it hurt for like a few seconds. But I mean, I knew I didn't have a concussion or anything, so ran the next play, and then they blew the whistle before we started the play after that, and said I had to go out for a play. So I just did what the refs told me and went out and got checked up by the medical crew. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just like y'all see it. It's like I just don't understand if I got to come out 2 plays after play for a potential head injury on a play that I slid on. So it's like, at what point, I don't even know how to answer it because I don't want to get fined in any kind of way. But I mean, like I said, like
See, that's not right. Like that's not right that he can't speak.
Head injury on a play that I slid on should speak for itself.
He can't go ahead and truly say what he wants to say when we all saw what happened. We all saw what happened. The protection of these referees is just ridiculous. There needs to be more accountability. There needs to be some type of, I'm not saying to fine them, but I mean, if you're finding NFL players for hits that are just clearly not, as brutal as they're being made out to be, and you're finding them for saying certain things, or you got to make some type of accountability system for these referees. Because some of these calls are straight up just egregious, ridiculous, should either never be made or should have been made, and they just don't do it. Piss poor.
Yeah, I mean, they just asked me, do I know where I am, stuff like that. I just do a few balance tests and stuff like that. And, of course, I was trying to speed up the process a little bit. But, yeah, after they clear me and say that I'm good, then I just ran back out in the field. So. Yeah, I mean, I felt it pretty good. Of course, when you don't have the starters out there, of course, there's going to be a minor difference with the O line, just their communication and their chemistry up front. But we have a mentality, next guy's up, and we've been through that all year, so really shouldn't have been anything different. I felt like their D line did a good job, getting pressure on me and getting to the backfield pretty well. So that's off to them.
There's some fourth quarter look again at one point the touchdown to commit end zone, and it's one of those plays where it looked like a touchdown and then it's almost an interception.
Yeah.
What was your viewpoint of that play?
Yeah, I mean, I just scrambled, and I thought 37 fell down, and he got up faster than I expected him to be honest. So, I thought it was Cole's gonna be wide open in the end zone, like you did for the touchdown. He got up, made a play on the ball. Of course, there was a lot of ups and downs, but I grew a lot, learned a lot this year, and I think it's gonna do nothing but help me in the future. Mhm. What's your question?
What do you think about that? I mean, what do you do from there? Where are you going?
I just go home, hang out with my family, get my body right, start training, and get ready for next season. What's the? I mean, the thing is, we had the same, you know, topics and stuff last year, so it's not like we didn't have the number one pick last year. So I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. Like I said, I control what I can control, and I'm gonna get healthy this offseason, spend time with my family, and get better. So, like I said, we went through the same thing last year. We had the number one pick. Everybody was asking
Yeah, but
what
it's
if,
different from last
and
year.
nothing happened.
It's it's different from last year for the simple fact that we were expecting the progression. We were expecting a huge change in how the offense operated and how you executed as a quarterback. We expected this jump, and we never got it. You know, I'm not gonna go say I'm not gonna make excuses. Just it wasn't there. It never came. So it's different this time. You are seriously under the microscope and have and potentially going to be moving on. It's the reality of it. This time it's different. It may be a similar scenario, but it's drastically different this time around as opposed to last season.
Yeah, I'm not saying that nothing might happen because shoot, we all don't know. But I'm not gonna let the potential or what if not, stress me from enjoying life and going through my everyday life. It would mean a lot, you know, I have a pretty good relationship with Ryan and the guys upstairs, but at the end of the day, this is a business, so they have to make the tough decisions, and my job is just to go out there and play my best. But it would mean a lot just to get that confirmation from them and just really send a message that they trust me to lead this team and be the quarterback for the Bears. I think I'm headed up. You know, um, I felt growth this year, each and every game. I've been feeling it really since I've gotten back from injury. So I think I gotten better tremendously. When I came back from injury, and I'm only getting better. So yeah.
Tremendous. I don't know.
Hmm.
Got better, but tremendous.
I mean, yeah, it's two sides of it because you got to know what he's thinking, and of course, he has to know what I'm thinking. So I think that's the conversation you got to sit down and have. You got to sit down, watch all the games together, go over what we could have done better. If we could go back, what we have changed, what we have changed the play calls. Would I have made different decisions on certain plays? So I think you really have to sit down, go over film together, and really talk it out to have those conversations. So I think that's more of a me and him kind of conversation. Hmm. I mean, not really. I think with our relationship with Flus and Ryan, any player on this team can go upstairs and have a sit down conversation with him. Like I said, he has a great relationship with all the players, and it's not like he's just sitting up there and not talking. He's out at practice most of the times and walkthroughs too. So there's nothing really that I just am eager to get off my chest, so to say.
Yeah, so where's your belief in Luke's strongest?
Where's his belief?
Yeah, what's the best case that you can make for him and you for him to be your coordinator next year?
I just think his work ethic. Like I said.
No, the question should have been asked, why the fuck didn't you guys throw the ball in the third quarter when the Green Bay Packers were driving downfield on you on offense and you needed some fucking spark and you didn't do it? Why didn't you go ahead and attack downfield with your playmakers, Justin, when the third quarter came around? Why didn't Luke allow that? That should have been the question. Does Luke trust you, Justin? It seems like they're saying that they have all this trust. And it's like to me, I don't know. I don't understand why he wouldn't have trusted him. The guy didn't throw an interception in the first half. He was being consistent. They're delivering. He had a couple of red zone trips. You needed to attack more, and you didn't. You got too scared, conservative, whatever have you. You just didn't execute it. No passes in the third. Why? Should have been the question.
Early in this year, I think we improved as a team. We learned how to win, and I think the coaches also improved. So it's hand in hand. Nobody's perfect, and I've been saying that for I don't know how long. Nobody's perfect. We've all gotten better, and he's good at adjusting. And if I talk to him, if the players talk to him, then he's going to listen to what we have to say, and we're going to do what's best for collectively for the team. So that's one thing about Luke. He's an open book. He's an open mind, and you can talk to him and sit him down and have a conversation with him. He'll listen, and he'll really take it to heart.
I know you say nothing's guaranteed, Justin, but do you feel confident you've done enough that you will do that for the third quarterback?
I'm not sure. Like I said, that decision is not in my hands. All I can control is what I did do, and I gave it my all. So whether it's here or not, I have no regrets. Shout out to you guys for making my job a little bit harder, but just to the city of Chicago, love y'all. Appreciate the fans and the support from all the Bears. In case this is my last rodeo with y'all, and just appreciate y'all for everything. So, yeah.
Justin Fields, post game, yeah, kind of a kind of a somber feeling. Like I feel like he knows. I feel like the Bears kind of have an idea of what they want to do. I know they're saying they're keeping everything close, but it's hard for me to hate on Justin Fields as a human, as a leader, as a football player all around. But you can't sit there and ignore the lack of consistency. You can't ignore some of the frustrations that we've had with him, the turnovers, the fumbles. Can't ignore some of these things, man. And going into yesterday, I was all about it. I was like, yes, if he can exercise these demons, if he could beat the Green Bay Packers, this could be the jumping off point. And it just never happened. Just never happened. And I don't believe here in Chicago it will happen. Let's go ahead and get to the locker room. Here's DJ Moore talking about the loss to the Green Bay Packers and mentioning his OC and some of the lack of dynamic plays down the field.
Feel like a lot are clean out after the loss yesterday and the season that probably you guys want to do better.
It stings, but you always got next season to piggyback off of what you did this year. We had 7 wins, so why not go for? Let's put a high expectation. Let's go 10 plus. So for next year, and finish out games better and be a better team.
Have you had your exit interview with Luce and Bolsey?
I had. That's where I just came from. So yeah.
How'd you do?
what
What was the grade?
I think who, my grade? For the meeting, I give it an A plus. It was open and honest. Gave good feedback. They gave me their honest opinion on how my year went and everything. I mean,
Oh,
that'll be
pardon me. This
interesting
is
to
today, 2 hours
talk
ago.
about later
This is
on
the after the
throughout the
interviews.
season. So we'll see.
Do you think the offense as a whole did what it could do this year? Did you guys play up to your capabilities?
Uh, probably not because we had some games where there was laws and we didn't finish out games the best that we could. But the games that we win, I mean that we won, you can see the offense is on the rise and can be explosive throughout the game.
Do you ever have thoughts of if there was another version of you on the other side, what this offense could be?
Uh, that'd be scary, for sure. But I mean, yeah, but not really to a sense. Because now that I think about it, that'd be nice. Uh, but then I'd be like,
Well, let's say
Say
it's
no,
not.
no. I'm not saying that. I really don't care as long as one of us, one of the two, three, four, whatever we got coming in, whoever's here, somebody get the ball, make something positive happen, make some positive shake. We got 2,000-yard people, and Cole had like 800 plus or whatever. Dax had that. Anytime you got that, I mean, that's a formula for the offense to be successful and for us to have more wins.
DJ, how close is this team competing for an NFC North title?
Mm, real close. I would say we had like 2 or 3 games where the outcome was different. We wouldn't even be at this day right now. We'd still be going strong into the playoff picture.
So, what gives you confidence that the foundation that's here could win 10 games next year?
I mean, when you go back and look at all the games that we won, and then go look at the Denver game, the first Detroit game. I want to say the first Minnesota game. I mean, it's like games you could pinpoint where it's like, dang, if this was a different outcome, you talking about what? That's 4 games I just said. You talking about 11 win season right there.
Did the exit interviews an opportunity for you to provide input on what you'd like to do, and if so, did you take advantage of that opportunity?
It is. I did, and like I said, when it come out, whatever happens, happens, and maybe it's what I said. They do, or not. It's really not up. It's not up to me, but just to have a voice on it is pretty good.
And they seem receptive to you.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be receptive to me? You know what I'm saying? I got this smile and everything. So,
Were they writing stuff down as you were talking?
of course, I didn't write nothing down. I'm just ready to rest up.
What do you do now? What is your plan now after today and the next weeks and months?
My kids got doctor's appointments here. After that, y'all could catch me in a win, and I'll see y'all before OTAs unless one of y'all want to interview. But that's what I'm going to do.
You got a teammate in Darnell who's heading into free agency this offseason and kind of his own uncertainty. What did you learn about him as a teammate and as a player, and what can he bring for a team, whether that's here or elsewhere?
Ever since I got here, Darnell has opened his arms, helped me learn the offense. He always was telling me how good I was, and we used to go back and forth about just different things, whether it was life or just football. So any team that gets him, hopefully he's here next year. But any team that gets him, getting a hard worker and somebody that's gonna be honest with you.
You think he's capable of a lot more than what he produced this year?
Yeah. He had that 1,000-yard season. I mean, once you get to that point, it's like you always got that under your belt, and you always know you can. Like that's something that you want to chase. So I know he's gonna have that on the back burner in his mind. Keep him going.
Why do you think you guys weren't able to maximize his talent this season?
I don't know. I mean, first you gotta stay healthy, I guess. And then other than that, I don't know. You gotta ask him how he felt. He was used this
Right.
year and everything. So I mean, it's a lot of different moving parts to that. So I mean, it's really hard to answer.
Without giving away details, how much did Justin come up in the meeting?
And we had several meetings. I mean, it was bored up. I mean, I bored him up, of course. And I mean, he's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears until otherwise. And I don't think that's changing anytime soon. So We'll see.
How would you like that to work out?
Like what? For Justin to be here? I mean, it'll work. It'll be amazing. Nobody wants to really start all the way over. Either have a losing season again, or maybe have a what's the quarterback from the Bengals when he came out, Joe Burrow. We could have that kind of season. You never know. It's a hit or miss. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
TJ, what's the biggest
Two more.
difference? What's the difference?
Oh my God!
More wins.
Did that just drop? What the hell just happened?
Thanks to them, we got the number one overall pick. So they made it hard on us right now.
That was DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ's just he had a great season. It was fun to see the Bears adding a legitimate playmaker to the roster. Uh, Sometimes I wish he would have gotten a little bit more. He had a career year, yes, but I felt like there was a lot left out on the football field for DJ Moore. Not necessarily his fault. You got maybe the quarterback not seeing him. Maybe he's just not, getting double teamed. It's just what have you. But he performed, just awesome. Just an awesome player. I'm looking forward to his, the future with him moving forward as a Chicago Bear. So whoever the quarterback is, I'm happy that DJ's here to add some firepower for them. We're gonna play one more interview here. Maybe I'll get a guest. I was supposed to have a guest. Maybe they will pop up. If not, then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up right after Montez Sweat discussing his exit interview today. Here we are. Montez Sweat talking about his exit interview a couple hours ago.
Time with the Bears this year.
It was a few. It was a great, really a great time, bro. With a great group of people. We fell short of the goal that we set to get into the playoffs, but I think we headed in the right direction.
Montez, would you like to see continuity with Eberflus back?
Continuity.
Yeah, just with Eberflus back.
Oh yeah, I love Flus.
What about him that you like about him?
Smart. He's innovative. He listens to his players. He trusts his gut and he trusts his players, man. So yeah, I love to see Flus black.
Management hasn't publicly revealed one way or another whether he will be back. Yeah, as somebody who's here locked in for the long term, how are you going to be following that the next day, two, however long it takes?
I'm sure the news will find me if it need to. I'm not. I'm about to take a mental break from football, a mental break from the social world. I'm just lock in with my family.
Every offseason brings inevitable change, though, whether it's head coach or just personnel. What gives you confidence that there is a foundation here that can sustain changes like that?
I mean, you seen it. You see how the defense perform when we're on our cylinders, and you see how the offense can perform when they're on our cylinders too. So it's definitely a foundation here that we're building upon.
What do you like most about being with the Bears?
The family aspect. It's family oriented. I think after the game yesterday, it was like a bittersweet feeling. Like you need that break to let your body rest. But I really wanted just some more time with the guys in this locker room. Obviously, after every year, the team will change, and some people will stay, some people will go. But with this group personally, I just wanted just a little bit more time.
After such a long season, and obviously you want to take a break, but how eager are you to get started next year? And just how eager are you just for next year with the foundation? With this?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we who we bring in, and I'm just ready to hit the ground rolling and get a full year of OTAs and training camp, and go from there.
Is there anyone you're going to recruit in free agency?
Not necessarily. I'll let the boys handle that. Man, it's a cool stat to have. I'm surprised that it's never been done, I guess. But I mean, really, when I look at that, I feel like I left a lot of meat on the bone. So I'm going to analyze that over the off season and then come back ready to go.
Having a full off season and season with one team with the same team, you got to be looking forward to that. I mean, that will be a benefit, right?
It's definitely a benefit. Just learning the defense from the root, from the ground up, and seeing the things we can add on and improve on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It was Montez Sweat earlier today talking about his season, uh, how he feels about about Matt Eberflus. So overall feel of of Chicago as a whole. And to be honest, I think Montez has embraced Chicago. I think Chicago is embracing Montez. It's a good thing. It was a good move bringing him in, something that we absolutely needed. You saw the struggle with the pass rush early in the season. Once, excuse me. Uh, but he came in here and put his head down and started working, and he made an impact right away. And I love to see it. Hearing him speak, you're impressed with him. He'll give you quality answers. I really, really like Montez Sweat being on this football team. So for me, like I get where the players are, and like I said before, watching how this team operates, watching how the franchise operates, how they've been talking about their coaches, how they've been talking about, the continuity. It just seems to me that this is going to be run back, whether Matt Eberflus at the least. Matt Eberflus will be coming back. I'm not sure about the quarterback and the offensive coordinator just yet, but it doesn't look or sound as if Matt Eberflus is going to be out of a job or on another team coordinating next season. So that's gonna wrap things up for me. Also, on a side note, Luke Getsy, probably don't let a 5'2", 130-pound wide receiver try to block Rashawn Gary on a fucking third down. That's probably something that you shouldn't do anymore. Poor Darnell Mooney had to deal with that earlier in the season or throughout the season, and now you're going to go ahead and sacrifice Trent Taylor as well up to a monster of a fucking DN. It's just dumb shit. Again, that's why you got to make it a decision on somebody, and I feel like Luke Getsy and possibly Justin Fields or one of the two or both might be the ones to go. Guys, thank you guys for joining me. All season long, it's been a great first season on another Bears show. I'll still be going, throughout the off season and talking Bears here and there. Might, some weeks I might not be on. It all depends on my schedule and how things work out. But I am just so grateful that we established a little fan base here. We got people watching. We got people liking it. Love talking ball all the time, and having you guys here to talk football with me is just the best. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. To wrap things up on another Bears show, I look forward to this Bears team making strides to gather talent in free agency. I'm looking forward to this draft. This is the most important draft the Bears have ever had, once again. So it's going to be an exciting offseason. There will be draft mob. There will be nonstop draft talk from us as a network. Shane, Phil, and I think Cars might be on there too as well. So like we'll have draft mob. We'll have all the Bears talk coming this offseason. Can't be more excited for it. Can't wait for season 2 of another Bears show. Hopefully it's better than this first one. But hey, we'll see. Thank you guys. That's going to wrap things up for me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Make sure you become a patron today. And of course, if there's any breaking news, if anything happens involving the Chicago Bears, best believe that the Tape Never Lies Network will be live to go ahead and report that to you. Anyways, guys, have a good night. Check out the Natty tonight. Michigan, Washington should be a good one. Peace.